Well, it's been a long time coming, but it is officially back. For the first time in over 9 years, the Craftsman Cup Series is back on your screens. Hello, everybody. I am Sean, and we'd like to welcome you back at the World Centre of Racing for the Daytona 500. The first round of the return of the Craftsman Cup Series. This is going to be a 20-race schedule. But first of all, we've got to take things care first by having the biggest race of them all, the Daytona 500. 60 laps, 150 miles of just pure tension. 42 drivers have signed up for this series, and you know, it's been an absolute blast watching these cars go out again onto the track for the first time in, like I says, in over 9 years. We've already seen the Bud Shootout. That was a caution-free race that happened a few days ago. Dylan Pulte ended up winning that. Then the following day, we had the practice sessions to start to determine who will be the first, the quickest two drivers that will start on pole for this race. And we found out it was Cody Lammers who was the fastest. There you can see him in the 33 Oakwood Homes Chevrolet. And next to him is another Chevy driver in the rookie RJ Bishop, as he was second fastest. So those two were guaranteed to start in that front row for today's race. Then yesterday we saw the two Gatorade dual races, and as you can see, the 6 car of Nathan Hudson, he won dual race number 1, and Dylan Young won dual race number 2. And behind him, you got the 75 and the 94, who started. She started on the pole, Jessica Shelton, for the Bud Shootout. Well, every one of these drivers are going to be absolutely nervous here. 60 laps of just pure torture and racing. Let's get the pace car going. And the cars are going to go out on the field. I've just pushed the wrong button, but it makes the odds. Let's just clip it onto none and just see all 42 cars then head out onto the track. And as you look at the cars coming out of the way out of the pits, this is how the starting grid will look for the Daytona 500. Well, here we go then. I am eagerly anticipating for this. Hopefully, these drivers will put on a show like what they did in the dual races yesterday. Let's see if the Daytona 500 can deliver and actually beat those two dual races. The safety car goes off into the pit lane. And the Craftsman Cup Series is back underway. The green flag is out for the Daytona 500. Looks like we've had a relatively safe first lap, and Cody Lammers will lead the first lap. Now, the old points, we're going to be using the old NASCAR point system. So if you lead a lap, you get 5 bonus points. You get an extra 5 bonus points for leading the most laps. I'd expect there going to be loads of lead changes, though, throughout the course of this race. Here comes Ry Hayden, the rookie, down low on Cody Lammers, and he wants to have a piece of the lead. Ry Hayden, who has had a very good Daytona Speed Weeks, it must be said. And he wants to go and lead the biggest race of them all, the Daytona 500, in the Cartoon Network 75 car. Closely followed behind is the 41 of Jesse Turner. Here he goes. He wants to come up and play on this and all. As they will go 3 wide again for the lead. Oh, that was a pretty tight one. Who led that lap there? Was it Cody? Yes, it was again. So Cody led that lap again. Looks like to me Stephen Colon is just at the back of the field in the 9 car. He started 41st. There he is. And there is Seth Cole. Now, one thing we need to talk about there with Seth Cole was he had 2 vicious accidents in his dual race yesterday. Basically, big hits there from the rear of his Chevrolet. And he was taken to a medical infield center to check over if he had some whiplash issues. He was in the hospital for several hours. But he came out okay. Medical team said that it was he was medically cleared to race. So he's driving with a bit of a stiff neck. As we're going to go 4 wide up front, I see Nathan Ormond. We've seen it on a few occasions that we went 4 wide and there was an accident, but they kept it together. But going back to what Seth Cole was there, yeah, they got checked over for protocols for a concussion and for some whiplash, but he seemed to have cleared all that. So he's medically cleared and he is allowed to race. And there he is, just at the back of the field, just driving with a little bit of a sore neck. It's the sound of 42 gorgeous V8 sounds there, isn't it? Here comes Noah Carsden. Noah Carsden on the inside. He's been just begging and just driving that inside pretty much the whole entire time he's been at Daytona Speed Weeks. He was down on the bottom in the Bud Shootout, down in the bottom on the Gatorade Dual race that he was in. And now he's actually back on the bottom and looks like he's going to lead this thing, although the middle gets the good run off of that turn. And it looks like Ormond is going to get some good help from Daniel Voiles in the 36 M&M's car. Baron Tedesco on the outside. Michael Norman, the rookie, trying to help out Noah Cars. Oh, it's RJ Bishop. RJ Bishop may have just scraped the wall. Chris Summers is on the infield. This could be disastrous. And he comes up right into Cole Diva. And there's the first crash already. And that was basically started there. Oh, and Chris Summers just gets into Sam Oskin. Cole Diva, Carson Gum on spinning in the infield. They're 5 wide further forward. And the caution is out then on lap number 6. And it was all started there with RJ Bishop. The outside post sort of getting into the wall. And it just concertinaed into the accident. Chris Summers wanted to get his car back on the track. And then went into Cole Diva. And then the accident all appeared. RJ Bishop seems to be okay. But, yeah. Big times there. Big moments there already for Chris Summers, Matt McLean, Richard Johnson. He was also involved in it. Noah Hart possibly as well. Caution man is waving the yellow flag. So here we go. Let's see the replay for caution number 1. All right, so keep an eye out then on the 6th or 7th car on the outside there. There you can see RJ just got into the barrier. I don't know if he had a bit of help from Dylan Young. Now, I don't know what Chris Summers was doing there. I don't know. I mean, Richard Johnson didn't react to when RJ hit the wall, so Chris just drove it down there. And then he just came back up onto the track, right into Cole Diva. And then Chris gets into the back of Richard Johnson, Dylan Potey, the Bud Shootout winner. James Qualls is in it. And as well, Seth Cole just barely gets through. You see that yellow rear end car. Yeah, and then, yeah, Cole Diva gets into Carson Gum. Then goes Dylan Young. Matt McLean's also involved in it. The 60 to Nico Ketchum. He just spins James Qualls around. And yeah, Chris was trying to correct it, but then got into the 31 of Sam Oskin. But yeah, that was a very weird reaction there for Chris to react to when RJ hit the barrier in off of turn 4. So we're riding aboard with Chris Summers, Jamie Smith just ahead. There you can hear the scraping of the wall from RJ Bishop. He's just nowhere. He also lifted off. I don't know if you just heard that there, but Chris just lifted off the throttle just a teensy bit. And from Dylan Young's view, yeah, RJ got loose off a 4. I thought Dylan got into him, but no, RJ got loose. And there's 27 on the inside. One more camera view on board then with RJ Bishop. Just watch him get loose off a 4 here. There, scrapes it. And I mean, he stays high. Here comes Dylan Young. Oh, Samet took a good... Tell you what, James Coles had a good shot from Samet Oskin. Field making their way into the last 2 turns, and we will get the green flag underway. As you can see, the pace car lights are turned off. So we're going to be going back to the green flag on lap 11 out of 60. Noah Cars is the race leader, followed by Michael Norman. Third is Nathan Orman. Daniel Voles in 4th. Wes McCall in 5th. Brant Tedesco in 6th. Trent Dunham 7th. Christian Martin in 8th. Jesse Turner 9th. And Anthony McCrory rounding out the top 10. Sam Oskin then in 38th place. So we've got 38 cars then all running. Looks like to me Chris Summers. I think James Coles may be out of the race as well. And I don't know who the other one could possibly Cole Diva. Anyway, we're back to green flag. We're underway. Lap number 11. Here's a good view there from the spectator point of view. Yeah, Nathan Norman with a horrible start. He did restart in 3rd place. He's already down to 6th. Maybe lose 6th to Trent Dunham on the inside. With the 50 and the 41. And here comes Michael Norman. Rookie to this Craftsman Cup Series. He wants to go and lead this thing. And why not? He's been pretty decent in Daytona Speed Weeks. Here they all come. Here comes a look at all 38 view cars then. Maybe Sam Oskin way at the back there. Michael Norman will lead his first laps in the CCS. And then the run from Noah Cars on the outside with a fellow Pontiac driver, Wes McCall. As you can see, Sam Oskin right at the tail end of this pack. Well, he's not even in the pack, isn't he? Now they're starting to go out 3 wide. That's roughly probably about 10th on back. Jesse Turner in for Larry Hedrick Chevrolet, Big Daddy's machine. He's probably the first car in the middle, followed by Ry Hayden and Nick Gunther and his teammate, the pole sitter, Cody Lammers. Noah Cars led that lap that time. So you got Pontiacs working together, followed by Michael Norman, Brant Tedesco. Oh, Noah Cars nearly came down on Michael Norman. I think the spotter just told him this car inside. Oh, and now Anthony McCrory looks like he's going to have a look on the inside of Trent Dunham, and he will put him at 3 wide, and Michael Norman will go in the middle too. So Brant Tedesco will be the first car on the inside, as Noah Cars going to lead yet another lap. You can see Diego Ospina, followed by Levi McIntyre. Oh, look at the 14 and the 7. Yeah, the 14 of Wes McCall's one of the veterans of the CCS, and he's just trying to intimidate Michael Norman, if you will, through the tri-oval, but Michael won't be that intimidated. So Noah Cars leads. Michael Norman in second. Tedesco in third. Dunham fourth. McCall fifth. Sixth is McCrory in the 50 car. And this is a pack of cars which has 30 cars, does it say? Probably 28, because you've got a few cars right here too, which is led by Levi McIntyre and Matt McLeod and Carson Gum. These were the drivers that were all collected in the first incident that took place. So they're racing for each other, basically. Then you got Dylan Young, Richard Johnson, and Nico Ketchum. And then all by himself, Sam Oskin, who took a pretty good shot on James Qualls, racing all by himself. So yeah, we've got a 30-car lead battle, which is still led by Noah Cars, although it is under threat now from Trent Dunham. As there is a look at Diego Ospina. He started this race in 8th, and he's all the way down in 30th. There's Jeremy Chackles having a look on the inside. Let's actually ride on board then with the veteran Diego Ospina, see what he sees. There's Matt McIntyre right ahead of him in the 93 Bill Davis Pontiac, and there's Kyle Matthews in that special liveried number 24. And I think Trent Dunham may have led that lap, so he will get himself 5 bonus points for leading a lap. I've lost count of how many lead changes there already are. You will see it on the end of the race and the results. But again, look at the outside though. Look at Christian Martin and Penske number 12. The inside's the quicker line, but when you go into the back stretches, you either want to be in the middle or the outside. Again, that's a problem with one of the drivers there, is that glare coming off of turn 4. I don't know if that actually put off RJ when he got into the wall with that glare showing. There's the pole set of Cody Lamas all the way back there. Good lap or so there riding aboard with Diego Ospina. Anyway, who's in the lead? It's a Ford driver, and it looks like it might be Brandon Tedesco for Brett Bodine Racing, followed by Danny Wells and Brandon Ross in the 3. Again, special livery for the number 3 car. It's got the Tasmanian Devil there, if anyone remembers the cartoon series Taz. I certainly did. I used to watch it when I was little. But don't worry, we'll be racing at Auto Club next week. And Dale, Dale and Hart, I'm actually saying the actual driver, Brandon Ross and Kyle Matthews will be racing their regular colours for next week's race. As through on the inside goes Jamie Smith. Little contact there maybe between the 3 and the 99. And we have seen 4 wide does not work, and they're going to go 4 wide again. And it's a bunch of red cars that are making it 4 wide. They may have they actually sorted themselves out? I think they may have. They have. Okay, so well behaved then. Full respects then for Andy McCrory for slightly backing out of it, and it didn't hold the middle line whatsoever. So Brandon Ross led that lap. He will get 5 bonus points. Nathan Ormond now sitting in 30th place. He is the last car in this pack. So we've got 30 cars here, all battling for first place. Jamie Smith for the Wood Brothers Racing. Here comes the 10 of Charles Sanford. You also got the 43 car of Joshua Collard in the middle, the light blue number 43 behind Nick Gunther. Now they're catching up on the slow Sam Oskin. This is to put him 1 lap down. And you've got a raging pack of 30 drivers trying to get by the 31 machine. Now hopefully they will all get through safe and sound. Brandon Ross is actually closer to his teammate. So how are they going to work their way around the slow Sam Oskin? Here they come. Oh! Stefan Papiez got loose off of 2. Now this is when the big hold-up will start happening. So Oskin moves out of the way for his teammate, and he's going to practically hold the top lane. Oh, this is really going to annoy some of the drivers here, Sam Oskin. But I mean, there's nothing he could do. He can't go anywhere. And now the field is going to be a little bit separated before they'll get back into pack racing, but they need to get by the 31. And the real loser in all of that was Jamie Smith. He was battling second like a couple of laps ago. He's fallen down to the tail end of this lead pack here. And so too as well was the 11 of Brand Tedesco. Tedesco finally gets by the 31. And now Jamie Smith will also get by him too, finally. So it was a full lap he was held behind. But look at the field of cars there. Now then, we've got some other drivers here battling in contention for the lead. That's the 94 of Jessica Shelton. She is on the inside. Zachary Fitzwater, who had a hard hit in the Gatorade Duel race, along with Seth Cole, which you can see just side by side with Joshua Collard, and the 9 of Stephen Colon, who started this race 41st. He's already up there, battling for the lead. And the guy starting 42nd is right there, 6th car on the inside, the 40 of Seth Cole. Like I said, he's driving with a stiff neck, but he's going great guns so far in the Coors Light Chevrolet. Behind him is the post hitter Cody Lamas then, and Daniel Voyles in the 36. 3 wide for the lead yet again. Ford on the outside, Chevrolet in the middle, Pontiac on the inside. And the field is starting to concertina themselves again into one big pack of cars. Who's that at the tail end of the pack? That might be Jamie Smith. Is he too far back to be in the draft? So we may be down to 28 cars. I don't know if Tedesco may be close enough to catch up to this lead pack. But Brandon Ross looks like he led that lap this time again. Danny Wells at the back. And I think that's it. Oh, I was going to say that's right. Hayden also back there as well as Noah Cars. As there's close racing again. And Matt McIntyre and Diego Ospina nearly touch off of turn 2. And they're 4 wide. Sanfer, McIntyre, Ospina and Jessica Shelton, they're all battling 4 wide. I mean, they went 4 wide not long ago and they kept it clean. I think they're going to do it again. Yeah, they were told in the drivers' meeting, please do not go 4 wide. They have went 4 wide a couple of times and they've actually been quite successful. What lap are we on to now? We're coming up to lap 25, so nearly halfway through this race. And now Christian Martin has got his Penske Ford now into the lead. And here comes Nathan Ormond to the inside, and behind him is Seth Cole. There's the 18 of Noah Hart, the 5th car on the inside. We've seen his teammate Richard Johnson get involved in that big wreck back at lap number 6. So Noah is the only hope for Joe Gibbs Racing. Yeah, Jamie Smith is just trying to hold on. Brand Tedesco has caught up with this group again. So it's now a 29-car battle for the lead. But I don't know about Jamie Smith if he can catch up to this lead pack of cars. But yet again, Chevrolet on the inside, Pontiac in the middle, Ford on the outside. And Nathan Ormond again has got his Hendrick Chevrolet back up into the lead. But I tell you what, Nathan Ormond has had a really good Daytona Speed Weeks, hasn't he? He led a few laps in the Bud Shootout. Pretty sure he led a couple of laps in the Gatorade Duel races. There he is again, up front. He could be a dark horse. He could be one of the favourites to win. And here comes Seth Cole, stiff neck and everything. He wants to lead. So the guy who started in last position, 42nd and last, is challenging for the race lead. And can he do it next time by? I think Matt McIntyre led that lap, so he will get himself 5 points for leading the lap. And look behind, the 21 of Jamie Smith. He is catching up. In fact, he's there. He's back with the lead pack. So we do have ourselves a 30-car battle for the lead yet again. On board with Jamie Smith as he dives to the inside on Joshua Collard and behind the 7 of Michael Norman. Now, we've actually been green flag racing here for about roughly 15 laps. We never know. Maybe pit stops may have to be coming into play. If you remember back to the Bud Shootout, it was a caution-free race. Ormond's gone back into the lead here, by the way. We'll go back here to the lead. There you can see. Clear as day. Nathan Ormond with the lead again. Now, we did notice in the Bud Shootout, they went a full distance green. Well, it was just a caution-free race. And Trent Dunham kind of ran out of fuel just at the start-finish line. So maybe if they can go another 15 more laps, we may see some pit stops being made. The way that they're racing, they're being well behaved. Like I says, they went 4 wide a couple of times and they sorted themselves out. Now, I don't know what's happened here for the 25, the 97 and the 12 to break away from this pack of cars. But the cavalry are coming in the middle of 1 and 2. And here they come. And look at Nick Gunther. Nick Gunther's also had a great Daytona Speed Weeks too. He led a few laps in the Bud Shootout. A little bit disappointed that he started 28th in the field in the Gatorade Dual Races, but there he is, challenging. And he's up into 3rd place, side by side with Ospina. So again, Nathan Ormond crossing the line, leads another lap. Christian Martin 2nd. Ospina 3rd, Gunther 4th. Here comes Martin to the inside. He's had enough of tailing in the back end and looking at that Chevrolet. He wants to lead this thing. And we're nearly coming up on half distance here. I'm actually quite amazed how well these drivers are racing. The amount of tense racing there as Trek Torger nearly gets loose in the middle of 2. Oh, we're looking at Daniel Voiles. My apologies there as Brandon Voss cuts down on Trek Torger. This is actually a really great race. I'm actually enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying this race too. Don't forget, give this race a thumbs up, like and comment on this channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. Ormond, yet again, leads another lap. But Ospina now takes 2nd place. Let's ride on board with Trek Torger. See what he sees out of his hood there. Now he cuts to the inside now, trying to push the 36 up. Just really great racing here between all 30 drivers. They are keeping it great green. I've heard another slow car engine. They might be catching up to Sam Oskin again to maybe put him 2 laps down. Oh, Trek Torger's coming into the pits. Trek Torger then into the pit lane. He's the first to come in. Okay, so I was just saying that a few laps ago. I don't know if all the drivers there. So that's actually broken up the pack now. And you got Noah Hart, Noah Cars, Danny Wells, Joshua Collard, Jamie Smith, Tedesco, McCreary, Norman, Tackles, and Trent Dunham that have all separated from this lead pack now. Oh, Sandford and Ormond nearly touched going into turn 3. Now we're going to see some more pit stop. They're catching up on that Sam Oskin yet again. Anyone else going to be pitting? Looks like Stefan Papiez is pitting. Any more? I think there might have been a few more that may have been coming into the pit lane. Yep, Christian Martin, Michael Norman, all coming into the pits. Oh, careful, guys. They're catching up on the slow. Both drivers. Seth. No. Hold on to her. No, keep her going. Ah, no. And the caution is out yet again. Sorry there. Just had to do a bit of coughing there. But caution is out yet again. And it was just because Trek Torger came into the middle of the track and had to avoid, that he had to get rolled up, did Seth, but he was so caught behind Nick Gunther's Chevrolet. It was just, he just didn't react to it and get quick enough. And the pace car's coming out as Matt McLean just came out of the pits, so he's going to be trapped a lap down, I reckon. He might be on the tail end of the lead lap, I think, but yeah, disaster. Absolute disaster. We may see some pit stops, actually. But yeah, caution is out for the 2nd time on lap 33. Here's a replay. So here's a replay. And you can see Seth is just right behind his good friend Nick Gunther. There you can see the slow cars of Trek Torger. How he's back on the middle of the, back onto the racing track when he's so slow, I don't know. Sparks fly. So Nick Gunther did get into Trek Torger. Seth actually properly did. Then his car gets rolled out, slides into Daniel Voiles. I tell you what, Stephen Colon did a great job just to miss him. Again, Seth car just still a little bit loose and then goes into Kyle Matthews, hits the pole sitter, squeezes him up into the wall. Ray Hayden, Jesse Turner, and Nathan Hudson, Noah Hart, and that's Anthony McCrory in the 50 getting all in there too. Jeremy Tackles, they just couldn't all get walled up in through there. And there you can see a multi-car wreck happening on the backstretch. And again, it was just a reaction to try and avoid the slow car of Trek Torga, who just came out of the pits. So, yeah, it's just a shame for these drivers that got involved. And let's see some replays. So this is from Cody Lama's point of view. There you can see Torga just ahead. And Seth gets into the back of him. Yeah, it was just a big, massive stack up there. And it was a shame for Seth Cole because he was running 6th at the time. From Jeremy Tarko's view, he crossed the line 26th. And one more view. This is from Brandon Tedesco. Yeah, it just all stopped right in front of him. Looking then at the top of the spectator view. And as you can see, we did see drivers coming into the pit lane. And now all of them are going to go into the pit lane. So drivers like Matt McLean and Trek Torga, they will all stay out. But they'll probably be on the tail end of the lead lap, as all of the cars that didn't pit are going to go into the pits. So Ospina leads the field in, followed by Nathan Orman, Charles Sanford, Nick Gunther, and Brandon Ross. So we will quickly go to the pit lane view. As you can see, the pace car now picks up both Matt McLean and Trek Torga. They will be on the lead lap now, but they'll be on the tail end of the lead lap. So they're not going to be officially the race leaders. It's going to be the third car in line that's going to be the leader. So they'll probably put some 4 tyres on all of the cars. And who is going to come out first? It will be... Oh, that's a tight one thing between Ormond and Ospina. Here comes Stefan Papies and Michael Norman and Christian Martin. It'll be interesting to see where they come out. Now comes Richard Johnson in the 20. Noah cars still in young. Ketchum, Jeremy Tackles. These are probably the cars that got damaged now that are all making their way out. So it's going to be quite interesting to see who came out first. We'll just find out in a couple of seconds. There was a look at the nice, gorgeous blue pace car. As you can see, the pace car lights are off. So we're going to be getting back to green flag as Ray Hayden. I've just noticed that is still in the pit lane to repair some of the damage. As you said there, Matt McLean may be the leader of the pack coming to the restart, but he is officially 33rd. Followed behind him is Trek Torga, 34th. It's the guy that's right behind him. Nathan Orman did come out ahead of Diego Ospina. So it's Orman, followed by Ospina, Gunther, Sanford, McIntyre, Danny Wells, Stefan Papies, Christian Martin, Joshua Collard, Jessica Shelter. She completes the top 10. We're back underway again. And looks like Nathan Ormond is having no... he just wants to get on and try and lap both Trek Torga and... Oh, out goes Ray Hayden. He just comes out right in front of the leader. Just stay down on the bottom there, Ray. I think Nick Gunther was trying to make a look, but he couldn't. Oh, Stephen Colon's going to get held up behind him. Oh, it's the 9 of Colon got held up behind Ray Hayden. Yep, Brandon Ross is stuck behind him. Zachary Fitzwater, Trent Dunham, all behind him. Is Colin trying to make a look on the inside? I think he was. So Rai goes into the middle and gets blocked. And now Jimmy Smith gets blocked again by another slow car. Oh, now goes to the top of the track and slows down Wes McCall and Carson Gum in the 17. He's back up there too. But Nathan Ormond is looking really good. Look at that lead he has. Obviously, it's going to shrivel away. I've noticed there too, Michael Norman doesn't have a bonnet. Yeah, Michael Norman does not have a bonnet. That's quite interesting. Sam Oskin, 36th. He's running 2 laps down. Let's just see some of the other drivers there too. Jesse Turner, he's had a great Daytona Speed Week. He'll be disappointed there. His car's kind of badly damaged. He's sitting 30th. Seth Cole, 30. Well, he's 30th now. Jesse Turner, 31st. Richard Johnson is 29th, followed by Jeremy Tackles. And then you got the one of the Gatorade Jewel winners, Nathan Hudson, sitting in 27th, just been passed by RJ Bishop, the outside pole sitter. Ry Hayden, who's now a lap down. Nico Ketchum, Anthony McCurdy, Noah Cars, Noah Hart. There's Noah Cars as well. There's Wes McCall, stuck behind the 2 of Dylan Young and Kyle Matthews as well. And then you got this pack of cars here. Yep. And now Wes McCall was kind of stuck behind the slower cars of Kyle Matthews and Dylan Young. So Matthews gets by Dylan, and so too does Wes. Levi McIntyre running in 18th position, running high on the racetrack, trying to preserve the tyres then. We're coming then on 20 laps to go. Levi's had a bit of a quiet race there for the rookie, but currently sitting in 18th. His brother Matt is up there at the front, actually battling for the lead. But it's now led by Christian Martin. Now, don't forget the 8. He may be in the lead battle, but he is a lap down. If he can get ahead of the leader and the caution comes out, he'll be back on the lead lap. Trek Torgo is also in this battle too, but he is running 34th. He is running a lap down as well. Christian Martin leads the lap, and Norman wants it back again. So Ormond is back in the lead. Martin second. Matt McIntyre in third. Danny Wells in fourth. Joshua Collard in fifth. Then you've got the lap car of Trek Torga. Stefan Papiez in the tied car. I think he's running in 7th, isn't he? Is he? Yeah, he is. Trent Dunham behind him. Nick Gunther, Jessica Shelton, Brandon Ross on the high side. And then you got the 2 Roush Racing teammates there trying to work together. Diego Ospino and Carson Gum. We haven't talked a lot about Carson Gum this speed weeks. He's a rookie, but he's doing okay. Currently running in 15th place. We didn't see him in the first half of this race because he was involved in that. But looks like he's actually got a rocket ship. He's really caught up with them. 3 wide now for the lead between McIntyre, Martin, and Ormond. And yet again, it's a Pontiac, Dodge, Ford battling for the lead. Yeah, Carson has had a bit of a struggle in Daytona Speed Weeks, it must be said, but he is in contention for a good finish, hopefully. Anyway, we're now in the 20 laps to go, segment 1, lap 43 out of 60. Nathan Ormond yet again leading that lap. Oh, they're 4 wide. I mean, we have seen it twice. They sorted it out. Can they do it again for the 3rd time? Oh, the 93 leading on the 25. Ormond has probably been the best car all race. He has led a lot of laps in this race. It'd be a shame for him to be wrecked then at this point. And they're still 4 wide. Martin on the outside. Ormond and McIntyre both on the inside. And Joshua Collard wants to lead this thing. He wants to get 5 points. Can he do it though? Can he go over the trioval and lead the lap? Or can Ormond get the run in the middle? Oh, I think Collard may have got it. Well, it says there Ormond still led that lap, but let's see. No, Collard just missed out. And they've avoided the wreck to make it go 4 wide. So again, great job by these drivers. They're learning that they don't want to cause a big accident. So there's a pack of 22 cars here battling for the race lead, and 2 of them are lap down cars. That's the 66 of Trick Talker, who's looking on the inside of Joshua Collard. Is Collard going to lead this lap this time by? I don't think he has. I think McIntyre's just got it. And then we're looking at his brother Levi at the back end of this lead pack with Daniel Voiles. Yeah, Matt did lead that lap. Joshua just missing out on yet another lead lap. Further behind here, you got RJ Bishop, Nico Ketchum, Anthony McCreary, Noah Cars, Dylan Young, and Noah Hart. Sorry. He's currently running in 21st position. Ry Hayden all by himself. And then you got these drivers here, Seth Cole, Nathan Hudson, Richard Johnson, and Jeremy Tucker was going to make it 3 wide. And the Texaco Haviland car, his teammate James Qualls is out of the race, unfortunately. So not a good day at the office for the Robert Yates Racing team. As back up front, and Danny Wells now leads the race, I believe, for the first time. Danny Wells in the XI Batteries Ford now takes over the lead. Let's actually ride on board again with someone. Let's ride on board with Daniel Voiles here. The man currently running in at 20th position. And gets a good run on the backstretch. Gets a good draft off of Wes McCall. Oh wow, Christian Martin. Do you see him? Christian Martin going 2 lanes lower. I think they might be catching up to Sam Oskin, I think. No, they're not. No, I don't see any sign of Sam Oskin. A couple of guys that we haven't talked about that are also battling in this lead pack. That's having a great race. There he is, Zachary Fitzwater for Morgan McClure Motorsport. He got caught up in that hard accident yesterday in the Gatorade Dual race with Seth Cole. There he is. Battling up there in the top 10, running in the 8th position. And behind him, Trent Dunham too. Oh, and they're catching up to the slower cars then of Sam Oskin and Michael Norman. So here we go again. Drivers are going to have to find Bob and weave their way through the slower lap traffic as Nick Gunther just missed out on leading that lap. As we're nearly coming then to 10 laps to go and to determine who is going to be the winner for the revival of the Craftsman Cup Series. The first race in over 9 years. Right, let's see how these drivers are going to trying to get through. They're bobbing and weaving through both. Both Michael Norman and Sam Oskin are holding both lines, and now this is going to be a complete and utter stack up. Christian Martin manages to get through. Stephen Colon manages to get through. Basically, the bottom line are going to get through no matter what. Jamie Smith finally didn't get blocked for once. Carson Gum goes through. So did this Kyle Matthews and Wes McCall and Daniel Voiles. And still, well, Ospina now goes by. Levi McIntyre goes by. Samet pulls up to the top of the track and lets by the 55 of Nick Gunther, the 32, the 66. So now the lead pack gets spread it out, but give it a couple of laps, they'll be back to their 3 wide formation. And in the lead now is Stephen Colon. Don't forget this guy, Stephen Colon, a rookie in this race, started 41st. He is going to lead his first laps in the CCS. And it's a Ford 1, 2, 3 with Martin and Jamie Smith in 3rd. Kyle Matthews, who was involved in the incident, the second caution. There he is there, up in 4th position. And trying to go underneath Jamie Smith for 2nd. And look at Carson Gum. Carson Gum might have a shot to win the 500. He was involved in the first accident. And he was stuck behind RJ Bishop and all those drivers, those 4 cars that were behind with the first caution. There he is, and he's battling for the lead. Oh, now they're catching up to Jesse Turner now. So more lap traffic to cars to contend with. Joshua Collard has lost a lot of draft. I think he might be out of the draft, unfortunately. But it might not be over because they're going to get by. They're going to catch up to Jesse Turner. There you can see the 41 Larry Hedrick Chevrolet. Let's see what the leader now, Christian Martin, has to do. Can he get by on the inside perfectly fine? What does Jesse do? Goes to the middle. He's going to block the 9. So the 9's going to lose a little bit of momentum now. Here comes Trent Dunham. I know the other cars on the inside, and yep, Colon gets held up. So too does Wes McCall. Oh, it's an absolute mess back there. Yeah, Joshua Collard has really lost the lead pack. So we've lost someone. We've lost Joshua Collard. He is completely out of the lead draft. His chance of winning the Daytona 500 well, we're on to lap 52 of the race. I think his chances of winning the Daytona 500 have gone, I'm afraid. Trent Dunham now is going to take the lead, I believe, for the first time today. They've all managed to get by Jesse Turner. Carson Gum now at the back of this lead pack as Jessica Shelton and Jamie Smith nearly touch in turn 3. Trent Toga's got a badly damaged rear end, but he can still battle up front with the lead. Well, I can't say the lead. He's battling up with the lead pack, but he is a lap down. Oh, Zachary Fitzwater taking a high line going into turn 1 and cuts down right in front of Daniel Voiles in the 36 car as Nick Gunther's going to take the lead again. And now here comes a sea of Chevrolets. Not long ago we saw Ford 1, 2, 3. Now it's a Chevrolet 1, 2, 3. Oh, I thought Nick Gunther was going to close the door down on Brandon Ross's face as we're coming to be starting lap 54 out of 60. Not long left until we decide the winner of the Daytona 500. Gunther led that lap. Brandon Ross second. Jessica Shelton in third. I think also too, I think Ospina may be a little bit out of touch here, as well as Carson Gum. He's starting to slip back a little bit. Look at him running at 203 miles an hour. He could be catching up again. He is, and he's got back right up into it now. Now let's see if his teammate Diego Ospina can catch up to this lead pack again. There he is. He's a bit behind. I think he's probably about 3 tenths behind Stefan Papiez in the Tide Ford. Oh, is that 3 wide up front for the lead and nearly took contact again? Who was that? Who would have been that? That would have been Wes McCall, Brandon Ross. Nearly making contact. Yep, it's getting squeaky bum time here, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going down to the last 5 laps of this race. And here comes Charles Sanfer for Tyler Jet Motorsport in the 10 car. Here he comes into the lead with some help with the 8 car of the lapped Matt McLean. Danny Wells behind him too. Actually, it's weirdly enough that the 8 and the 68 and the 66, they're battling for position, but not for the lead. They're battling even though they're a lap down. So McLean's gone ahead of Torga, and now Sanford's going to take the lead now. Pontiac 1 and 2. Here comes Wes McCall in the Conseco Pontiac. And Sanford's now clear. Four more laps to go. Sanford is in the lead. Wes McCall in second. Third was Danny Wells. Fourth was Matt McIntyre. Brandon Ross completed the top 5. Again, I do have to keep repeating myself. The 66 and the 8, they are not on the lead lap. And now Ospina has caught up to this pack. So we're back up to 22 cars. But 20 cars are battling all for the win. But it's still Sanford with the lead. Here comes Danny Wells to the inside. The 2 lap cars of McLean and Torga going into the middle on the high side. Let's keep a lookout then on... Let's ride on board with the back of Charles Sanford as we've got 3 laps to go. Now here comes Matt McIntyre in the Amoco Black Pontiac. The second driver for Bill Davis Racing, his teammate Dylan Pulte. I think he was out of the race. Yes, indeed he was. Oh, here he comes in with a run. Look at Zachary Fitzwater. I didn't talk about him the most of the race. Here he is in contention now. Danny Wells now up into 4th place. Nathan Ormond in 5th. Probably the best car he's had. Well, the best car all race. And there he is. He's back up front now. Wanting to win this race. 2 more laps to go for Charles Sanford to write his name on that trophy and become a CCS Daytona 500 winner. It's getting really messy in the middle of the pack now. I've just heard a slow car in my left ear headset. Hopefully that's not going to determine the ending of this race. But look at the advantage the 10 car has over Zachary Fitzwater as they're coming to get the white flag this time by. Can Sanford hold on for a famous victory? We're about to find out in 2.5 miles time. The white flag is out. And there's a whole pack of cars right up ahead. I don't think it's going to be a problem here. How fitting would this be if Charles Sanford takes this 10 car into victory lane? They had suffered heartache when Johnny Benson drove this car in the actual Daytona 500 back in 2000, only missing out with about 5 laps to go. But can Charles Sanford rewrite what happened 25 years ago? Can he do it? Off of turn 4 then for the last time. It looks like it's going to be Nathan Ormond. Charles Sanford wins the Daytona 500, and Tyler Jet Motorsports will be so happy after the disappointment what happened to them 25 years ago. And they're 5 wide there, look like nearly at the finish line. Well, I tell you what, you couldn't make that up there. Charles Sanford wins the Daytona 500. His name is going to be etched into the famous trophy. Nathan Ormond, probably the best car all throughout the race. He finishes in 2nd place. I believe Fitzwater may have got 3rd place. But what a race that was there, drivers there. That was such an entertaining race. But there you go. Like I just said on the last lap, heartache for that team in the real Daytona 500 25 years ago. And now Charles Sanford, there he is, taking a lap of honour. He is the Daytona 500 winner. That's just crazy. That's just absolutely crazy that 25 years later, the 10 car, the Tyler Jet Pontiac, is in victory lane after they nearly did it in 2000. And now here they are. They have now touched victory lane. What a race that was. Absolutely over the moon for Charles and the team. But that has been the first race of the CCS. I hope you enjoyed it as certainly much as I have. Give this race a thumbs up, a like, leave a comment on there. I'll be absolutely, or subscribe if you will. It'll be hugely appreciated. But anyway, that has been the CCS Round 1 at Daytona. Congratulations then to Charles Sanford. He is your winner of the Daytona 500. So till then, we'll see you later. We'll see you next week at Round 2 at Auto Club. But until, have a look at the official results right now.